everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And today I wanted to speak a little bit about our upcoming New Year's intensive that is designed for our returning students. However, it is open for everybody for New Year's, an intensive where I want to speak more about the decision for freedom. However, before we go there, I just wanted to say, with the COVID cases on the rise and with the new variant, it's very likely that everybody is experiencing more stress or fear or anxiety again. And I just wanted to remind us that that's normal, that it is how your nervous system is going to respond, that everybody is experiencing that. So that makes it a little more challenging also, the amount of that concern and fear and anxiety in the collective. And that the more we can be aware of that and allow it with kindness, with understanding that that is a normal response, the easier it's going to get. And of course, we all know all the different things we can do to avoid or to minimize the risk of infection. And other than that, the most important thing really is to remember that presence, our true nature, is always here. And that ultimately that is the source of solace and comfort and rest. And that we can always come here. And so if there are doubts or questions or concerns or fears or worries, we can really set down the mind. We can really lay it down. And we can simply come back here and rest here in the knowing, in the deeper or deepest knowing that ultimately in presence, everything is okay just the way it is. So I want to invite you, before I even speak further, just to really experientially know that right now as we are sitting, that we can come to rest here. And that our true nature is always available. And that really leads me back again into the topic of our upcoming program, the decision for freedom. Papaji used to speak about that decision for freedom. We have to make a decision for freedom. And it may seem to be a little abstract when you think about it, right? Decision for freedom, what is that? Decision from freedom. And yet, it's very, very practical. It's both the deepest decision in your life, that is really what you are going to devote your life to, that you are deciding for freedom, that you are willing to do anything that it takes for you to realize your true nature, and not only to awaken, but to really come to fully rest in our true nature. And there's also this other practical aspect of it, moment by moment by moment. When past arises, when challenges are here, when circumstances are difficult, we can make that decision for freedom. And there is that moment, in which when past is present, there's that moment in which we can we can either go with that. That's what I have been also encouraging with the new virus wave, and with the concern and fear and worry, anxiety, not to dismiss it, not to deny it, to acknowledge it, to be present to it, and yet, even in those circumstances, to make the decision for freedom. We can actually lay the mind down and come here and be present and know our true nature. And I remember when I went to India to be with Papaji, I bought an airline ticket for a month. That makes me laugh, of course, right now, because, such an idea, right? And when I arrived there, after a little while, I realized, this is silly. This is completely silly to have a time limit on that, right? This is the most amazing opportunity of a lifetime. And here I am, with a time limit, right? And as I was looking at that, as I was acknowledging that, as I was reflecting on that, the thought arose within me, I'm going to stay here for as long as it is necessary. I'm going to stay here for as long as it is necessary. And that's the level of decision and commitment to freedom that I want to invite you to. This time, this moment, in this intensive and in your life, to stay here for as long as it's necessary. Forever, right? To stay here.